up, guys? Welcome back to another Slice of Rutgers video. I am here on the beautiful College Avenue campus, here today to ask students what issues they're personally passionate about. Let's go. Can you tell me your name and what grade you're in?
Will, and I'm a senior.
Hi, Will. Are you excited to graduate from Rutgers?
Oh, I don't go to Rutgers. I go to TCJ, but sure.
Oh, cool. How's the TCNJ?
That's fine.
Great. So we're here asking people about what topics and issues they're really passionate about. Do you have any topics or issues that you really care about or are really passionate about?
Right now, I guess just the liberation and freedom of Palestine, because that's so relevant right now.
So what's made you really passionate about this issue?
It's the most textbook example of genocide there is in the latest century. And it's like it highlights like how much the corruption can like ignore the will of the people and the dehumanization and like assuming that they're barbarians is just really, really sad to see.
Yeah, so how did you initially find out about the issue and how have you really advocated for your side for Free Palestine?
I wouldn't say I'm the most active advocator, but just like seeing the news of, carpet bombing and like you can't morally justify carpet bombing at all. So then I guess just like making people in my circle aware of like some organizations. Like recently I tried to get some funds for the PCRF.
All right, sounds great. Do you feel that you're able to like really talk about these issues with your friends or even to like professors or even on social media, or do you feel like you're really not able to?
I'm just not the most socially active person. I'm not the person to go out of my way. Maybe that's just me being privileged, but I'm just not the type of person to like try to like immediately bring it up because maybe it's just an innate fear of making people uncomfortable, even though I acknowledge like the atrocity is absolutely horrible and does need urgent and like dire solutions right now and people supporting. But it's also like partially like I'm not sure like how much like my activism will really contribute given like how much pushback there needs to be. But I guess it's not really an excuse.
Okay, well, thank you for answering our questions. Hi, can you tell me your name and what grade you're in?
Yeah, hi, my name is Stav. I'm a junior here at Rutgers.
Hi, how have you enjoyed your time at Rutgers so far?
It's great so far. I have a lot of friends, some nice roommates in my place. It's very nice.
All right, so we're here at Rutgers asking students what issues or topics they're really passionate about. So can you tell us an issue or a topic that you're really passionate about?
Yeah, of course. I'm going to be honest, I don't know that much about this, but I am very passionate about climate change and how like I think humans are definitely ruining the earth right now, but what can we do?
So what made you really interested in the topic of climate change or spurred your interest in it?
Something very specific is I love skiing. So like I've noticed how climate change has definitely affected my ski seasons and like the amount of snow there is and how like much I can enjoy the sport.
Okay, so what have you done to say advocate for like fixing climate change, or what do you feel like you could be doing to advocate for?
There's obviously like the personal level of just making sure you're trying to do like as much as you can to like support like pollution and stuff like that. But I definitely could be doing more than that. I could be like, again, trying to like affect people on more like global and more like national level, not just me as a person. So yeah, I should definitely try to like doing that.
Do you feel like you're properly able to advocate for this issue, or do you feel like there's some ways that you're not able to properly advocate, whether that's like backlash from peers or like maybe you don't know how to advocate?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of ways that I think there's not really a possibility for me to. First of all, obviously I don't know the best ways to like reach people and how to advocate for it. I don't think backlash from peers is going to be a problem. A big problem is, again, just I'm a person. I don't really have any like influence, any power, so I'm not sure how many like people I can reach and how many people I can affect.
Okay, I know that there's a lot of students at Rutgers who are definitely afraid to advocate for issues that they're personally passionate, whether that's backlash from like peers or like even just like maybe they're unsure if like they're even going to be able to make a difference. Do you have any advice to any of those students that may be having these concerns?
Yeah, if there's someone who doesn't agree with you and that makes them not one of your friends, not one of your peers, that's their problem. You should advocate for what you want and just go with it.
All right, thank you so much.
Of course.
Can you tell me your name and what grade you're in?
Hi, I'm Pauline. I'm a junior.
How are you enjoying Rutgers so far?
I'm loving it.
That's great. So we're here at Rutgers asking students about topics or issues they're really passionate about. Can you tell us a topic or issue you're really passionate about?
Yeah, so currently one of my classes, I'm writing a brief on gun control.
So what made you really interested in the topic of gun control?
Gun control is a very partisan issue, and as a poli-sci major, it's like obviously a very popular topic of debate, and especially with the latest wave of mass shootings that are becoming more covered by like media platforms, social media. It's like affecting the public perception of these issues, and it's kind of pushing for advocacy groups and politicians to kind of act on this issue.
How have you advocated for this issue in like your life, and do you feel comfortable advocating in the first place, or do you feel like there are barriers for your advocacy?
I do feel comfortable advocating for my stance on the issue. But again, I feel like people need to know both sides of the story. They need to know it's not just two sides. There's multiple different layers to this issue of gun control. And because guns are so ingrained in American culture, it's literally impossible to take the gun out of America. So it is an issue that isn't really being pushed through legislation too well, or like as progressive as people want. But it is something that needs to be discussed about, and there has to be some type of middle ground that's both feasible, plausible, that not only upholds individual liberty stated in the Constitution, but also like maintains public safety. So that's kind of the issue that I guess politicians are facing nowadays, of how to regulate guns.
All right, and I know a lot of students here at Rutgers, they have all of these topics that they're really passionate about, but are either afraid to advocate or fear the backlash from peers or even like future employers, or are maybe not sure how to advocate. Do you have any advice for these kinds of students that are in this kind of like bind?
Yeah, so I would say just be mindful, because with social media nowadays and the internet, like your digital footprint really stays there forever. So before you make any like grand statement on the internet, obviously do your research, make sure you understand the topic and all the different facets to it, and never be afraid to really just like state your opinion and like speak your voice, because if you have an opinion you never say it, then the world will never know, and you could be doing something great, but instead you're just like keeping it to yourself.
All right, thank you so much for this. Hi, can you tell me your name and what grade you're in?
My name is Bruce, and I'm a junior.
Hi Bruce, how are you enjoying your time at Rutgers so far?
I like Rutgers a lot. It's a pretty good school.
So Bruce, we're here at Rutgers asking students what issues they're really passionate about or topics that they're really interested in. Can you tell us a topic that you're really passionate about?
I'm really passionate about freedom of speech, I guess, on college campuses and abroad overall.
What made you become interested in free speech on campuses?
Mainly, it was, I'm a transfer student, so at my last school, I used to have a lot of political debates there, and they would get, like, really, really, like, heated, and at the end of it, people would, like, be able to make up and agree, not agree, but, like, really come together and see, like, different sides. But there was always this overall big fear that, like, certain sides, if they said it to certain people, they would get into a lot of trouble. So stuff like that made me really get into it more.
So what have you done personally to advocate for freedom of speech on college campuses?
I guess one thing I did was I helped start a club that's not necessarily about freedom of speech, but freedom of ideas and being able to talk about certain controversial issues openly and without people having a fear that somebody will come one day and cancel them for whatever reason.
Okay, so do you feel like you're able to properly advocate for free speech on college campuses, whether that's with your friends or like even on social media, or do you feel like there's like concerns about backlash to any of this kind of stuff?
I feel like there's always a concern about backlash, especially on social media. Not necessarily that you did something wrong, but someone perceives something wrong, which I feel like is the bigger issue. The idea that people can't just disagree on issues, that everything is a very like polarized thing, is really prevalent on social media. College campuses, I think there's more of a unspoken type of line that you can't cross, but overall, I feel pretty open to talk about things when I'm around friends and people that I know.
So a lot of students at Rutgers have these issues or topics that they're really passionate about but are afraid to express, whether that's fear of social media backlash or even backlash amongst their peers and other people at Rutgers, or even just they don't really know how to advocate. So what would you give as like advice to students that really want to get involved in like whatever issue they're interested in but just feel like they can't?
I feel like if you really want to advocate for something, then you definitely should go and do it. That you should do as much research as you can to be as knowledgeable as you can, but also don't be afraid to like disagree with somebody in class. That's why we're here. That's what college is all about. So it's about stepping out of your comfort zone and being able to speak your mind freely. And if you can't do that, nobody else can.
I think you've just captured what I'm trying to accomplish through this project really well. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, you too.